Hello, it's again me. It's currently 1:16 a.m. of uh, the last day of April of 2022. And with only one month remaining of my first semester at St. Paul Preparatory Seoul, and as a high school student, I thought I'll just give my thoughts on my transfer because, well, it's my transfer, so the longer I'll put it down, the more I'll forget about it. So it's best to vent it out. I had a discussion with my mom like a couple of days ago at 3 a.m. about my whole transfer process, and so I just wanted to document it this time to go a bit more far away from my nerdy videos and turn more focus on more serious topics. So, to give a bit of a background, I came to my family moved to Singapore when I was about 2 years old, so no schooling before that. And the first real school I think I could say I went to was maybe like a daycare center in Korea, in Singapore. I don't really remember. Uh, but I vividly remember the first day of me starting the Singapore American School, which was a private school located around the opposite side of Singapore Zoo and Changi Airport. It was a really, really expensive, but also a really, really good school. And it was an international school, and I really enjoyed my time there. The teachers are great, the children were great, a bit of drama here and there, but that's for another video. But uh, after that, due to again family reasons, I had to move back to Korea and then started my basically 12 years of Korean public school life, and that kind of changed me a lot as a character. And then during during elementary school, I had the opportunity to transfer to an international school through a random ballot, and I refused because all my friends were at the public school, and so I missed a chance. And then when it came up to about my middle school days and where I would go beyond on my high school, that kind of left me in a existential kind of thing because I'm the type of person where my interests and what I'm good at just don't align for some reason. And so that got me really thinking, should I pursue what I really enjoy, which is music? Or should I go to the more studious and more safer, stable path of computer engineering or sort? Now, if anyone knows about Korean school systems, it's really studious and really kind of like mentally taxing on students to be the best. And being a very strong Asian myself, I think of the same way. And so I was really me and my family were really contemplating whether a Korean school would be the best for me. My mother says she didn't doubt me that I would do well in a Korean school, whether it be a foreign language school. We have that in Korea. It's called a Regu, a more studious school, private school, public school, whatever the sort. She said she knew I'll do fine, but she was kind of worried for my mental health, as I'd shown signs of not really fitting well to the 24-hour studious life of school. I did good in school, it's just I wasn't happy about it. So my mother frantically searched out alternative options for a um, let's say, what you call yuak in English? Let's just say she's been looking for a path for me to study abroad in America and maybe go to American public school. that plan failed also due to private family reasons. And eventually, my mom found St. Paul Preparatory Seoul, which was conveniently located in the same neighborhood as me, and it's just a 20-minute walk from where I currently live. And so, for once my mental crisis was over and I kind of settled down on the fact that I'm probably going to an international school, I kind of dropped all my current studies, sort of, not, I still did well on the test, but I prepared for myself for international school life and tried to think about all the things media has taught me about American schools and my own personal experience going to an international school, very international school, very diverse background of Singapore. Now, I had to say this before, my expectations were very, very high. I was expecting the exact or even better life when I was in Singapore American school, which, albeit very expensive, it's a 10 out of 10 school for me. They had everything a kid could want and even more. And I kind of miss that diverse background. You kind of get sick of seeing Koreans after 12 years of sucking up Koreans' ass. And I kind of more drifted towards the more diverse background. It can be anyone else, but I just want to see some diversity. And St. Paul really, boosted their kind of image a bit on saying that they are very American, or at least foreign school, and that they do not allow Korean in their school. I saw signs during my first tour there where there would be English only area signs, and I thought, wow, I can use English here. Like, no one will look at me funny or like be like, wow, your English is so good, your pronunciation, oh, you're just like a native, whatever. My parents and me saw that some students were speaking to the counselors in fluent Korean, and I'm not to question their fluency. I'm there to question why are they speaking Korean in a American school. And my counselor responded as, "Oh, that's just because the counselors aren't as good at speaking English, and it's just more casual way because we are still in Korea." And I totally accepted that. Maybe I thought maybe every time else it's just the counselors, to the teachers, to the peers, everyone. I expected everyone to be like me, the diverse, very American kid, where I enjoyed. Yeah, I love the Korean language, but also just wanted to branch out a little bit more. I consider myself as a very international person, and I wanted to meet different cultures, different people. And albeit I was a bit disappointed that St. Paul's ethnicity was 99% Korean, and then the last 1% was North American, which I'm guessing it's just due to because of passports and not actually their ethnicity. Albeit I was a bit sad, but I was just hoping for maybe everyone has experience living abroad, or at least is interested in different cultures like me. And also the courses. We'll get to that later. Just this is talking about from my first impressions of St. Paul. So on the first day, Miss Gloria, which is my counselor, thank you, Miss Gloria, for helping me. She really hyped up myself. She really hyped up me to bring to this unknown place called St. Paul Preparatory Seoul. And I'm not gonna say this slightly, she buttered me up. I'm not saying that she lied, but I'm saying that she kind of exaggerated some of the parts of St. Paul that I really liked. When I got there, I was very, very, very surprised to see that everyone didn't freaking use English, and Korean was just second nature to every one of them. I was least to say very disappointed that everyone could not be like me, and I was even more disappointed that in fact no one was like me. I'm still the loner, still the lone, disgusting international kid that doesn't fit in with the whole, I speak Korean, oh, how to speak English mindset. Um, I definitely do not want this to continue if St. Paul still wants to be the very studious, very American school that it seems like it wants to be. I'm not throwing shade at this faculty at St. Paul. They did what they did need to do to bring me into the school. And while I do have regrets on putting my expectations too high, whether that be my fault or the faculty's fault, I have to say it's been better than what I would be expected at a normal Korean school. At least I can use English, and that's at least enough for me. I have to say I do not like my peers. They're the exact opposite type of what I am. Very gossipy, appears to be lazy but somehow still gets good grades. It might be because I'm a stuck up dick and an asshole that cannot relate to anyone. But I feel like a person like me, very kind of seems extroverted but actually introverted, very likes unique things. I'm a otaku, I love music, I love very niche news, world history, and analyzing poetry that no one ever seems to like has the same interests as me, and there's not been a lot of opportunities where I can meet people like me, myself, very diverse and interesting person. I want to see interesting people, and St. Paul didn't have interesting students. Teachers provide very excellent advice on how to live life interesting, but unfortunately, as a shy 11-year not 11, shy ninth grader that is just thrown in a foreign environment, it's not exactly the best time you can make friends, especially if no one really comes up to you. I'll probably do more school related videos like this. In short, St. Paul, yeah, you take a lot of my money, but and I'm not even sure if that's all deserved. But at least I can speak English, and maybe I should be grateful for that. Please make a foreign exchange program. If anyone in St. Paul is looking at this, I'm kind of really sick of seeing Koreans, and honestly, none of St. Paul students seem very international or interesting or like good. Thank you for watching.